James Herriot. Originally known as James Alfred White, Herriot began his career as a veterinarian in 1940. That same year, he began a 3 year stint in the Royal Air Force, returning in 1942 to continue providing care to animals, mainly cattle and work horses. In 1966, at the urging of his wife Joanne, Herriot attempted to write a number of different books pertaining to football, but none received any interest from publishers. In 1969, he decided to turn his attention to writing about his life as a veterinarian. In 1969, he wrote If Only They Could Talk, a collection of stories centered around his experiences as a young veterinarian in the Yorkshire Dales. The next year, his semi autobiographical book, All Creatures Great and Small, was published and became a success in both the UK and the United States. He took the pen name James Herriot due to the fact that veterinarians were not allowed to advertise their services in Britain at that time. His works were mainly a collection of connected short stories that painted a picture of everyday life in England while using animals and veterinary care as a focal point. White's books are partially autobiographical, with many of the stories loosely based on real events or people. Most of the stories are set in the fictional town of Darrowby, which White described as a composite of thus its nearby market towns Richmond and Leyburn and Middleham and a fair chunk of my imagination. White anonymized the majority of his characters by renaming them. For example, he called Donald Sinclair and his brother Brian Sinclair as Siegfried and Tristan Farnon respectively, and used the name Ellen Alderson for his wife Joanne. All Creatures Great and Small. All Creatures Great and Small is a book made up of a series of episodes that occur in the first 2 years of the veterinary practice of the protagonist James Herriot. The plot is told through short anecdotes about treating animals, meeting farmers and other clients, and participating in the culture of the Dales. The overall plot follows the growth of Herriot's career as a poet. Herriot is hired as the assistant to the vet Siegfried Farnon. Siegfried has his veterinary practice in the town of Darrowby in the Yorkshire Dales in England. Siegfried, Herriot, and Siegfried's brother Tristan all live and work out of Scaledale House. The plot of the novel is woven through Herriot's various stories about the people and animals he meets in the Yorkshire Dales. He has varied experiences, often having to rush to farms in the middle of the night to tend to his patients. Herriot tells the stories using humor as he observes the laid-back pace of country life, the folk remedies the farmer believes in, and the diverse people he encounters. While Herriot is struck by the beauty of the Dales, he also has a hard time adapting to the harsh weather in the winter. However, he does often take time to appreciate just how beautiful the snow is, even while his feet are freezing. The spring and summer in the Dales help to warm Herriot to the beauty of the countryside. The book explores a connection between humans and animals too. While the primary human-animal connection is illustrated through farming, where livestock is key to providing food and financial stability to the farmers, animals can also serve a more sentimental purpose. The book presents animals as important companions for humans in all social classes. Herriot tells various stories of dogs, cats, horses, pigs, all of whom take on special meaning for their human owners. One example of this is Mrs. Pomfrey's treatment of her dog named Tricky Woo. As her daily companion, Tricky gets the best of everything. The author draws upon his own conflicting opinions of the natural world, as well contrasting the beauty and the severity of the natural world throughout the novel. Herriot emphasizes the beauty of the land and nature's ability to provide solace and healing. However, descriptions of the harsh winter climate also portray nature as terrifying. Throughout the novel, snow is a motif that conveys the struggles, hardships, and challenges that Herriot faces. Snow and winter time often makes everyday tasks difficult. Descriptions of rugged winter days parallel moments where major characters are struggling with difficult tasks. This can be seen in the first chapter, where Herriot's first day at his new job is made even harder by the snow. The goat, driving for hours with frozen feet, climbing to the high barns in biting winds, which seared and flattened the wiry hill grass. From chapter 18 of the book further shows how snow and the winter climate plays a large role in establishing the narrative. In the novel, dogs are a positive symbol of warmth, companionship, and domesticity. The novel explores numerous characters whose lives are enriched by the company of their pet. In this way, all creatures, great and small, affairs the adage that dogs are man's best friend. This can clearly be seen through the characters like Mrs. Pamphry, who has a very close connection to her